menu could be the answer to your relationship woes. I'm Jennifer Sanasi. I'm joined in studio by our sex and relationship columnist Dorothy Black, and she's going to let you know what a sex menu is. Hello.
Hey.
Now, I know what a food menu is.
Yeah.
So I can kind of put two and two together and figure
Right.
out what a sex menu is, but
Right.
why don't you explain it to us?
Okay, so basically it's one of those deal-breaking conversations that you have up front when you meet somebody. A sex menu would be, what do you like? What do you like in bed? How do you like to be touched? What don't you like? How don't you like to be touched? What games do you like? What plays do you like? What don't you like? And what do you want to try? And so the idea is that when you meet someone, and it is obviously a little bit more romantic than friendship, it might go somewhere, it might not, you have this up front to talk about where you want to go with it.
Well, you said when you meet somebody. Is this like a conversation we should be having on the first date?
Why not? Why not? We talk about all kinds of things on the first dates. We can talk about politics and sports and movies. I don't see why sex shouldn't be one of it. And I think it helps, it stops wasting a lot of time. You know, some people don't talk about sex until they get married. And then they get married 5 years down the line and find out their boyfriend's got a big cock and ball torture issue, or they're into asphyxiation or humiliation play and it's not something they're into. Or they don't like sex at all. You know, those are big problems. Rather just sort it out in the beginning. And get that stuff out the way.
Have you been in a situation where you found something out a little too late?
Me?
Yeah,
Jen,
I don't
no.
know.
Why? Because I started talking about sex fairly early. No, I've never had that problem because I've never had a problem talking about sex. And I don't have a problem talking about what I like. And so I always, you know, what I like about it is that it becomes like a process of elimination. You're going to meet many people. You're going to meet Jack, Harry, Sally, Bob, whatever. And you could spend 5 weeks or 5 months dating, 5 years dating each of them, and not find out what it is they like, what they're into, what they're not into. And I think what happens is when people don't talk about stuff, it's almost like they're hiding it, or if they're shy about something. And then it becomes a whole hurdle to get across or get over months or weeks or years down the line. And if you can get that stuff out at the beginning, if you can be honest about what you like and authentic about what you're looking for, you will find the Harry out of the whole, you know, group of people who appeals to what you want, and then you don't have to worry about the rest. Or you meet the Sally who likes what you like, and you can move forward with that. So putting what you want out on the table and what appeals to you and what works for you means that you find the people who are going to pick what you're putting down up. You don't have to waste your time with people who won't, you know, many years and months down the line.
How do you bridge this topic on, let's say, your first date?
Like you would any other topic. Wow, what do you think about the political situation in South Africa? Wow. So tell me, how do you feel about kink? How do you feel about BDSM? How do you feel about sensuality play? How do you feel about role playing? How do you feel about this? Whatever is your thing, whatever really turns you on, you bring that to the table. And the people who are like-minded are going to want to have that conversation with you. And the people who are not and are not interested are either going to feel awkward or embarrassed, or they're going to try and shame you, or they're going to try and end the conversation. And then you know that's not a conversation to have with them. And then you know it's not a conversation to move into a romantic space with. And that's important for you to know that you must step away then.
Now, we're talking about sex menus, and obviously it's really about the conversation that we have at the beginning of the relationship.
Right.
Should we take it one step further and write it down and make an actual menu?
Yeah, you know what I really enjoy about, you know, the idea of having a sex menu is that you know what you want. And so the process of going through what appeals to you, like, so what do you like? What do you want to try? What are no-go zones for you? Just the act of going through the process of finding out what it is you like. Even if you've never tried it, if something you've seen on film or something you've read in a book or something you've seen in a porn like really kind of pings for you, brings up a bit of heat for you, put that down. If you've seen something that totally turns you off, like you know it's just something you're never going to try, put that down so you can physically see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And so it becomes a process that is about you. It's always going to be about you, but you can actually put it down into a learning moment for yourself.
Now, there are some people out there who I think really want to talk about sex and their sex lives, but they feel a little shy or they don't know how to bridge that topic for a myriad of different reasons. How would you recommend those people start the conversation?
Yeah. So I always want to say the simplest way to start is just to start. You open up your mouth, and once you get used to it, it'll become easier. It'll be a conversation. You know, we have this shyness about talking about sex because people don't talk about sex, and people don't talk about sex because they're shy about talking about sex. So it's like a little snowball catch-22 that happens. But if you really want to lead in, there are enough movies, there are enough books, there are enough kind of things that you can pick up on to lead into, gosh, I saw this movie the other day, it was amazing, this happened, I really enjoy that kind of stuff, like what did you think? And then you can pick up from the other person non-verbally even, like if they're going to pull a face, if they're going to roll their eyes, then understand for yourself what that means. If someone even comes close to shaming you or judging you for even that, then you know that you put a boundary down and you stop talking about that. And you will find the people who are like-minded and who want to talk about it and who are interested as well.